Good morning. Welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. This is our morning meditation prior to Sunday service. And this is when we set the space for the service that is to come. Today, I'm going to start our meditation with a short reading, as I usually do, from this book by Ernest Holmes, 365 Science of Mind. One of my favorite books, and one of my mother's favorite books. Today, he talks about a principle that has to do with fear and faith. And this was something that made a lot of sense to me as I was a new person coming. And I love what he says about fear and faith. The name of the reading is I See the Divine Presence in All Others. The best way to make friends is to realize that we meet life in everyone. The God in us meets the God in others. Proclaiming the divine presence, believing in it, we shall meet it. Love will find a perfect way. Our faith in the divine presence in others will overcome the fear of being misunderstood or hurt. If the mind is calm and serene, there will be less liability toward pain. Confidence and love alone cast out fear. The person without fear is a truly whole person. It is ours to decide whether we shall live in fear or faith. Let us decide to live in faith. Let us learn to practice faith until all fear disappears, until life becomes a song of joy. To find peace in the midst of confusion, we must realize our center in pure spirit. To reach this place of confidence and faith in the midst of doubt and uncertainty, we should consciously unite our thought with the divine mind. I will finish the reading after we sit in silence with some soft music for about 15 minutes. Our affirmation during our meditation, if you so choose, is let us learn to practice faith until all fear disappears. And now, if you would bring your attention back into the room, we'll complete the reading for the meditation. Bring your attention back into the room. Remembering our affirmation, let us learn to practice faith until all fear disappears. To know that God is within me, I know that the Spirit within me is perfect. I know that God is within me, and I know that the Spirit within me is perfect. I enter into its peace and I am secure in its protection. The unerring judgment of divine intelligence directs my way. The presence of love uplifts me and lights my life today. The presence of love uplifts me and lights my life today. Again, I want to thank you as we take a couple deep breaths. Thank you for joining us today for our meditation before service. You have helped us prepare a peaceful space, a space full of spirit in which we can have our Sunday service. We will see you back here online at 10:15 in about 9 or 8 minutes. See you then.
Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when, or where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing,
Let there be peace. I Woo! There were some beautiful images on that opening number, and what a lovely way to start the service with a little babbling brook noise in the background. I loved it. Thank you very much, Heather. Welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living and our Sunday celebration service. Our center, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, is a part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. Now, Centers for Spiritual Living is a practical and positive philosophy, faith, and way of life, a global community of over 450 spiritual centers, teaching chapters, and special focus ministries in 30 countries worldwide. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dusty Rippelmeyer, and I have the pleasure and the privilege and the honor of being this community's spiritual director. Now, our spiritual home, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, is the spiritual home for a diverse group of people who are seeking a deep and abiding connection, not only with each other, but also with the God of their understanding. Now, our purpose here at the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God. We do this within a sacred and supportive community that welcomes everyone just as they are. Our mission is the transformation of our personal lives into being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. We do this through celebration, service, study, fellowship, and the energy of unconditional love. Our vision is a world that actually does work for all. We do this by consciously practicing the truth of our oneness and unity with God in our everyday lives. No matter where you are on your spiritual path, you are always welcome here. I have a few announcements before we kick off our service. February is a very full month. Now, we began 64 days of celebrating nonviolence on January 30th, continuing throughout the entire month of February and into April 4th to be exact. Throughout the season of nonviolence, the invitation is to hold peace in our hearts. No matter the circumstances or the situations or the relationships we find ourselves in, the presence of God as peace is always present. So the invitation is for each of us to acknowledge it, to honor it, and to keep it flowing in our lives. Along with our continued acknowledgement and participation in the season of nonviolence, February is also Black History Month. Throughout the month and beyond, the invitation is to celebrate all African Americans around the world and their amazing achievements. Truly, Black Lives Matter. Our upcoming services, just to let you know where we're going to be and when, Sunday, February 15th, February 22nd, and March 1st. Yes, you heard me. We will be live at Solely Holistic 3 Sundays in a row, providing, of course, Mother Nature cooperates with the entire situation. All Sunday services begin with a meditation at 9:45, followed by the service at 10:15. The address is 5540 McNeely Drive, Suite 101 in Raleigh. Now, your GPS may tell you to once you get on McNeely, to take a left and go in front of the building, but my suggestion is you just continue downhill, park down below, because the entrance to Suite 101 is down in the back. So it'll make it a little bit easier for you. Tonight is our Super Bowl and chili cook-off. Woohoo! The cost of the evening is $5 or a large pot of your favorite chili. The winners receive cash prizes, a trophy, and bragging rights. Might be a little bit late for cooking chili because, I watch a lot of the cooking channel and they tell you it takes time for all of the different spices and flavors to really meld with each other, but it would just take a second to come and join us for the event. It is a really good time, and the commercials are always really fun to watch and great people to talk to if you're not all that interested in the game. So please come and join us for that. The next two announcements are save the date announcements. The first is for our TCSL Wise Women's Tea, which will once again be held on Mother's Day, Sunday, May 10th. The event is for women of all ages who would like to share their wisdom with each other. There will be tea, small bites, fruit, cheese, and of course, chocolate. The event will be held from 3 o'clock until 5 o'clock. Come to church, and then have lunch with your family, and then come back to join us. All right? It's a perfect plan. The second save the date announcement is for our annual meditation retreat. The retreat will be held once again at the St. Francis Springs Retreat Center from Friday, May 29th at 6 o'clock through Sunday afternoon, May 31st at 3 o'clock. The weekend will include multiple types of meditation to experience and explore, opportunities to be out in nature, good food, good music, and deep connection, not only with the divine, but with each other. It is truly a life-altering experience. Please consider joining us for this amazing and sacred event. The invitation for both of these is to be on the lookout for registration information, but to actually mark your calendars right now for Mother's Day, May 10th, and for the Wise Women's Tea, and Friday, May 29th through Sunday, May 31st for our annual meditation retreat. Our Wednesday evening services have been changed in look. However, they will continue to be a midweek spiritual pick-me-up. The new concept is called A Year of Value, and it will be a journaling self-study program in which you will receive a quality, a different value or quality each week on Wednesday, along with all kinds of resources to grow that quality into your life. By focusing on the many different aspects of leading an exemplary life, we believe that it will support participants in making 2026 truly a year of value. To sign up, please send an email to info@trianglecsl.org indicating that you wish to participate in a year of value. Before moving on, I would like to thank Diane Carnes for her beautiful meditation. Thank you so very much, Diane. And now please welcome her back to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. The theme for the year 2026 is Open at the Top. Our theme for the month of February is Embracing the Edge. Reverend Dusty's message is Living on the Inner Edge. And now, let's welcome Barbara Kane, who will be assisting us with our blessing of all people.
And I invite the amazing Carol Cross to join us for our blessing of all people. Whether this is your first time with us or your 1,000th time or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are in the room physically or participating via technology or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your soul is full of joy and possibility, or your heart is heavy and your mind is consumed with troubles or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you're brand new to the science of mind philosophy, or you have practiced it for a long time, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your skin, eye, and hair color are a rich, dark shade, or you are the palest tint of color, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are a straight, cisgender man or woman, or you identify with the LGBTQ+ community, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether your politics tend toward the red side or toward the blue side, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you were born and raised in this country or came here from a different land, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are married or single or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are in the first third of your life, the third third of your life, or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you feel your connection with God is the divine driving force in your life, or you aren't sure that you even believe in God, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Each and every color is beautiful, unique, and significant. They all combine together into an amazing whole. And now we add Olo to the mix. Thank you all for contributing your special vibration to today's service and to life itself. And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, Carol.
And here I am again. Good morning, everybody, and welcome again to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Barbara Kane, and I have the privilege to do our invocation this morning. So if you're comfortable to do so, I request that you close your outer eyes and with me know that all is absolutely in divine right order. And I recognize the presence of spirit, the one power, the one light, the one life, which enlivens each and every one of us and is in, as, and through each and every one of us. I let go of every inharmonious, limiting thought. I quietly turn within and acknowledge that inner presence of my own being. Beautiful, uplifting feelings of harmony, peace, and love flow through me like a river, elevating my consciousness to a new and higher level of acceptance and unity. And I speak a blessing on Reverend Dusty as she shares the divine inspiration that she has allowed herself to be a conduit for. And I speak a blessing on Heather Abbott, who provides us with so many wonderful services, including IT this morning. I speak a blessing on Karen Daly as she inspires us with her gift of song. I speak a blessing on all the wonderful volunteers who helped in any way to bring this service forward to you today, for I know that it will bring you something, whatever you were inspired to be here for today, you are uplifted. And I speak a blessing on my fellow practitioner, Diane Carnes, and I know that you, most of all, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living congregation and friends, are blessed and inspired by today's service. And so it is. And now, the reading today is from The Inner Journey by Howard Thurman. He says, the demand is ever present to distinguish between the self and the not self. There are moments of enthusiasm when, with mounting excitement, we absorb ourselves in something beyond ourselves. But after this happens, we fight at length to get back home, to come again into the familiar place, to be secure in our own boundaries. Again and again, the process repeats itself, wearing down the walls that shut us in. And so it is. And now my script says to introduce Reverend Dusty, but usually we have musical inspiration at this point. So either it's going to be Reverend Dusty speaking about living on the edge, or it's going to be Karen Daly, our amazing, wonderful musical inspiration. I think it's Karen. Take it away, Karen.
Thank you, Babs. It's me. Good morning, everybody. Consider the lilies in the fields, how they neither sow nor reap, but still God's beauty is revealed. He watches over them in their sleep. Will he not do so for you? Oh, my little orphan child, when your long dark night is through, you will see the morning smile. Look up, have faith, your dreams await. Whoa, you, beautiful you. Now everybody knows the truth. You were such a reckless fool, and you spent your brilliant youth chasing your rainbows and your shadows too. But don't think you've lost your way, 'cause you're standing at the door, and tomorrow is today. And you are the one that you've been waiting for. Look up, have faith, your dreams wait. Whoa, you, beautiful you. And so ask and you'll receive. Go out and seek and you will find that it's not easy to believe that the water has turned to wine. Look up, have faith, your dreams, they wait for you. Beautiful you. Look up, have faith, your dreams wait. Whoa, you, beautiful you.
Standing ovation. Beautiful, beautiful song and beautifully sung. Thank you so very much, Karen. It was absolutely perfect for today. So good morning to everyone who may have just turned on your television sets or your computers at home. We're very blessed that you have chosen to join us this morning. The theme for the month of February is embracing the edge. And last week we talked about walking the edge of life. That edge that exists between our beliefs, our inner beliefs, and our outer actions. We asked ourselves, am I willing to be uncomfortable or challenged or lonely or misunderstood or put out in order to be able to live my truth, in order to be able to walk the edge of life? Now, this Sunday, we're talking about living on the inner edge, living on the inner edge. The CSL Theme Committee describes this week as a journey inward toward the threshold of transformation. The question we can ask ourselves is, where am I being invited to stretch beyond self-judgment into deeper self-acceptance? Beyond self-judgment into deeper self-acceptance. Now, when we talk about walking on the inner edge, that inner edge is the point at which our self-perception meets the deeper truth of who we really are. It is the point between the familiar and the unknown. Living on that inner edge is like standing on a fault line inside of ourselves with solid ground on one side and wild, uncharted territory on the other side. It's the space where the stories that we have been telling ourselves about ourselves start to crack. This often feels very uncomfortable because it really questions the stories themselves and it challenges our self-judgment. Living on the inner edge is about meeting the tension between who we think we are and who we really are. Who we think we are is usually an edited version that's shaped by expectations or by survival strategies or by the praise that we learn to chase or the wounds that we learn to hide. It's not fake. It's protective. It's protective. It kept us safe. It kept us functioning. It kept us perhaps liked, or it maybe even kept us successful. Who we really are is messier and quiet at first. It doesn't announce itself with all kinds of credentials or certainty. It shows up like restlessness or discomfort or that low-grade hum of something just feels off. The inner edge is where those two selves rub up against each other. Now, for me, I call this divine discontent. That ache that arrives when our life is really not in alignment with what our soul knows. That holy restlessness that refuses to settle for a life that works, but isn't really honest or true or authentic. Divine discontent is the persistent inner unease that cannot be solved by success, nor can it be solved by distraction. It's a sense that we are meant for something deeper, truer, and more whole. It's a pull towards integrity or vocation or love. It is the refusal of the deepest part of us to stay asleep. It is the soul's refusal to shrink. It often shows up when we have outgrown a particular identity or a role or a story. It often feels both unsettling and strangely clarifying at the same time. Now, it feels clarifying because it often comes with a sense of peace or a sense of curiosity, which is, a nicer feeling to have than fear. And it feels unsettling because divine discontent threatens stability. It whispers questions that we can't unhear, such as, is this who I really came here to be? Or what have I traded away to belong or to succeed? Or what would it cost for me to live truthfully? Questions that come up for us within this divine discontent that we can't unhear. And it does this without really offering a clear or alternative. And so that's where the torment lies. And this is why people try to silence it. They try to silence it with busyness or with consumption or with spiritual bypassing or with premature certainty. Now, this does not mean that there's something wrong with us. In fact, it often emerges when we are really, truly paying attention. Where numbness, that energy or that feeling of numbness says anything is fine. Divine discontent said this is not enough. And not because it's bad, but because it's not whole. It's not true. It's not authentic. It's not who we really are. Divine discontent is not trying to ruin our lives by creating this unsettling moment. It's trying to save our aliveness. It is the signal that the deepest part within us has not given up on us, and that life is still calling us into a fuller expression of our highest self. Living there on the inner edge feels tense because we cannot unsee what we've started to notice. We've started to notice that our old identities have stopped fitting, but the new ones haven't really completely formed yet. We might feel fraudulent in both directions. We might feel too awake to go back, but we might also feel too afraid to fully move forward. This is the liminal zone. The liminal zone. It's the zone of becoming. Now, what is true about the liminal zone is that it is a place of truth, but not necessarily answers. The stories that, we once organized around our lives have stopped working. Roles fall away, certainties lessen. What remains is real, but we might not yet be able to interpret it. We see clearly, but we don't yet know what to do with what we see. Our identity becomes fluid. We're no longer who we are, but we're not yet who we're becoming. In the liminal space, transformation is possible, but it is not guaranteed. Liminal spaces are fertile for new meanings and new commitments and new identities, and they can emerge within that space, but they can also collapse into cynicism or paralysis or regression. The space itself doesn't save us, it only makes change possible. We are the only ones that can cross that liminal space, that can cross that threshold, that in-between place where the old no longer holds, but the new ways have not yet taken form. It is neither here nor there, and that is precisely why it matters. The liminal space or moment is often scary because we lose control without an immediate replacement. We cannot yet act completely decisively. For many people, it feels like a free fall. Scary, yes? We often do not know who we are, and we, quite frankly, worry that we might be no one. The paradox, however, is that what makes the liminal space frightening is exactly what makes it powerful. We are undefended, we are unarmored, and we are reachable. Life can speak to us in a way in this liminal space than it can when we are settled. This is why liminal moments are often spoken of as the deepest part in me meets the deepest thing in life. They strip away the superficial so that a real response becomes possible. Strips away the superficial, strips away our masks, strips away our walls, and being real becomes possible. The fear we experience is not a sign that we're doing it wrong. The fear is a sign that something essential is at stake. Something essential is at stake. Reverend Elijah Christopher says, living on the inner edge is not about being reckless within our life. It is about being brave enough to stretch beyond all judgments and into new awareness. When we rest in that truth, we can soften our grip on who we think we are and lean into who we truly are. Something essential is at stake. During this time, forward motion seems to stop while we hang suspended between really what was and what is becoming. It is a time when old clarities break down and everything is in flux. Everything is up in the air. Nothing is a given anymore, and anything is possible. Most people retreat from this edge. They double down on the roles or the labels or the routines or the identities that they have lived in for so long, not because they're weak, but because the edge asks for courage without any guarantees. So we cling. We cling to that small self because it feels like home. And it feels like home even when it hurts. So we continue to cling to it. We cling to that inner identity because it's familiar. It is the stories that explain our choices, that explain our wounds, that explain our patterns. It gives us coherence. This is who I think I am. This is why I act this way. This is what I expect from the world. The nervous system would rather endure a known pain than an unknown freedom. The private self is that one that we're protecting, is also something that we've earned, right? Think about it. We have earned this. It was built through experience, through moments when we had to adapt to survive or to belong or to be loved. Letting it go can feel like erasing proof that those experiences matter, as if stepping beyond it means that the younger versions of ourselves didn't mean anything, even though they worked so hard to bring us to where we are today. There's also an element of control in clinging. A fixed self, even a limiting one, offers predictability. If I know who I am, I can manage expectations. I can defend my edges and I can avoid certain kinds of disappointments. Stepping beyond that identity, it means admitting that I don't know what I'm capable of, or I don't know how I will be received. That kind of openness, it can be thrilling, can be exciting, but it is also very destabilizing. Then there's this quieter fear around clinging. If I loosen my grip on this private sense of self, who will I be without my story? Who will I be without my justifications? Who will I be without my familiar emotional loops? Who will I be without my carefully curated narrative? Life, however, keeps nudging us forward, keeps nudging us outward, through restlessness, through loss, through moments of unexpected joy that do not fit the old script. It doesn't demand that we abandon the self. It just asks us to hold it a little more lightly, to see it as a chapter rather than the whole book. We cling because the little self feels like us. We step beyond because something deeper wants to be lived. Amazingly, the good news is that when we finally loosen our grip, we do not disappear. We expand. That private self doesn't die, it becomes permeable, less defended. It becomes more alive. And in that openness, we discover that we were never as small as the story that we have been protecting. Never. We all need to recognize that it is natural to feel somewhat frightened and confused as the old patterns disappear from our minds and that new ones begin to replace them. The invitation is to fully feel our feelings when we are in this space, when we are standing on this edge, and to lean into our faith. Karen sang about it today, right? Lean into our faith. Our time on the edge is where our consciousness readies itself for our next expression. Shortchanging this process can lead to repeating old patterns or to making old or new mistakes. The quiet truth, however, is that the inner edge is where all aliveness lives. So what if we were to approach the edge not as a failure or a failing, but as an invitation to stay not in certainty, not in performance, but in the willingness to stay present while our self-concept rearranges itself. To let parts of ourselves die without rushing to replace them. To tolerate not knowing where we are or who we are for a moment so that something real can emerge. We do not become willing by forcing bravery. We become willing by making the edge habitable. Most resistance to the in-between space isn't philosophical, it's somatic. The body reads uncertainty as danger. So the first shift isn't really to be open. It is to learn how to stay grounded while not knowing. To stay grounded while we're in that space of not knowing. Willingness grows when our nervous system discovers, I can be here and I won't disappear. The invitation is to normalize the discomfort without personalizing it. The moment we think that something is wrong with me, that edge becomes unbearable. When we recognize that this feeling that we have while we're standing on that edge is actually what transition feels like. And when we realize that, the intensity drops. Willingness doesn't mean I can live like this forever. It means I can stay here for the next breath, for the next conversation, for the next honest moment. The inner edge is survivable in small doses. That is how trust is built and faith is deepened. So the bottom line is that we will step forward and we will retreat and we will cling and then we will open and then we will cling again. That does not mean that we are not willing. It simply means that we are human. Willingness isn't about liking that in-between part. It's about discovering that we can be alive there and that aliveness is worth staying for. Willingness isn't a stance, it's a rhythm, in and out, back and forth. And over time, something subtly shifts. The edge stops feeling like a cliff, and it begins to feel like a threshold, something that we can handle. When we realize we are not suspended over nothing, that we are actually standing over possibility. And by possibility, I mean unlimited possibility, the infinite, unlimited possibility of God. Science of Mind teaches us that our true nature is already whole, perfect, and complete, even if we don't fully believe it yet. Now, to live on the inner edge is to allow that perfection to seep into the cracks of our self-perception, those cracks that are beginning to form. That will allow us to soften our judgment and to expand our acceptance of who we are becoming. To live on the inner edge is to release our grip on our smallest self and to really open to a greater identity, an identity that sees ourselves as Spirit sees us. If we can stay present, just stay present, we begin to notice that who we really are isn't something that we have to invent. It is something we uncover layer by layer, breath by breath. The tension doesn't disappear, but it transforms from anxiety into energy, from fear into curiosity. Living on the inner edge isn't about becoming something new. It's about remembering who we were before we learned who we were supposed to be. Reverend Elijah Christopher says, Science of Mind reminds us that spirit knows only perfection. This isn't a call to pretend that we are flawless. It is a call to see ourselves through the lens of divine wholeness. When we align our thinking with spirit, we begin to dissolve the harsh, shifting standards of the race and rest in a deeper, unchanging truth. We are already whole. We are already enough. So this week, I encourage each of us to spend some time living on that inner edge, to reverently listen to our divine discontent and be willing to follow its call, to be open to hanging out in the void, that liminal space between the known and the unknown, between the familiar and the untested, to courageously release our old stories and commit to stretching beyond self-judgment into a deeper self-acceptance. This week, the CSL Theme Committee encourages us to notice when self-judgment arises for us, and instead of fighting it or letting it define us, to pause, take a breath, and ask ourselves, what is the truth beyond this judgment? What is the truth beyond this judgment? And then to speak a gentle affirmation such as, I am whole, or I am enough, or I am loved. The invitation is to choose one small practice each day, like writing ourselves a little note of encouragement, or looking into the mirror with kindness, or forgiving ourselves for something that we have been holding on to. Small but very important practices. The invitation is to repeat after me with meaning and expectation. I meet my inner edge with courage, curiosity, and compassion. I meet my inner edge with courage, curiosity, and compassion. And so it is. And so it is. Amen. Please turn within for a moment of prayer. And as I close my outer eyes, I am acutely aware of that power and presence that is within me. That power and presence that I call God, but goes by many different names. But whatever the name that it goes by, it is the essence of unconditional love, of unlimited joy, of the peace that passes all understanding, boundless wisdom, universal intelligence, and a grace that is indescribable. I know that I am one with this power and presence, that it created me in a moment of unconditional love. That right where I am, God is in its fullness and in its wholeness, no matter what my human perceptions might be telling me. And just as I know that this is my truth, I know that it is absolutely so for each and every person listening in real time, every person that will listen to this recording later, all sentient beings on the planet. We are all divine emanations of the One. And it's from that place of deep connectedness, of unity, connected by that golden thread of God stuff, that I speak these words about and for each of us today, truly knowing that we are spiritual beings having a human incarnation, that we arrived on the planet with everything that we need to live magnificent lives, to be all that we came to be. And what I know is that over time, much has been added on to that. stuff that gets in the way of us seeing who we really are and being that fully. And so what I affirm for each of us today is that each of us can, with ease and grace, walk that inner edge. Allow ourselves to sit in that void, knowing that it is essential for our growth, important to who we are, and who we are is important to the world. To be able to really look at that edge as something of a threshold, as something to invite into our lives. To know that we can move beyond that smaller self that we have protected, that protected us, and yet we have outgrown. To listen to that divine discontent and allow ourselves to follow it. Knowing that as we do so, resources and people and wisdom and peace and joy and love, everything that we need will fall into place. We are divinely guided as we do so. That this is just a moment, a chapter in the book, and that we can stay present and allow ourselves to feel our feelings and yet move through this time in our lives, knowing that aliveness is what comes out of it. I'm so grateful to know this truth and to speak these words. So grateful for the power of prayer, knowing that these words are loosed into a law that only ever says yes, that my words are clothed in form even as they are spoken. And so I speak them and I release them with love and gratitude and full expectation of their manifestation, letting go and letting God be God. I invite everyone to anchor this prayer for themselves, for each other, for our spiritual community, and for the world, simply by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. It is now time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. And this is a time every week when we offer financial support to this community so that we can continue to be a beacon of light and warmth and love for ourselves and for others. Together we affirm that today's offering lifts this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There are 3 different ways that you can give. They're here on your screen. Visit our website at trianglecsl.org. You can text the word give to 919-629-9148, or you can send a check to our PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina, 27519. So I invite everyone to turn within for another moment as I speak a word of blessing on this offering, knowing that this process is an opportunity to stand in an expanded view of all of the ways we are abundant and to focus our attention on all of this abundance by practicing sharing and giving. That by recognizing our good and being willing to give some of it away, we enter into the law of circulation and participate in the powerful flow of the universe. I know that as each of us enters into this eternal flow of giving and receiving, that the gift we give comes back to us. The blessing and the blessed are one. Thank you all for your gifts, and thank you, God, for the gift of each and every single one of us. So now I know absolutely without question that since I wouldn't be announcing that the person coming to the stage is Dusty, I am absolutely certain that we are to now welcome back the amazing Karen Daly.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Dusty. Gosh, that was amazing. I'll tell the world, I'll sing a song. It's a better place since you came along. Since you came along. Your touch is sunlight through the trees. Your kisses are the ocean breeze. Everything's alright when you're with me. And oh, you're my favorite thing. And oh, all the love that you bring. And it feels like I've opened my eyes again. And the colors, they're golden and bright again. There's a song in my heart, I feel like I belong. And it's a better place since you came along. It's a better place since you came along. And I see the whole world in your eyes. It's like I've known you all my life. We just feel so right. So I'll pour my heart into your hands. It's like you really understand. You love the way I am. And oh, you're my favorite thing. And oh, all the love that you bring. And it feels like I've opened my eyes again. And the colors, they're golden and bright again. And the sun paints the sky and the wind sings her song. And it's a better place since you came along. It's a better place since you came along. And it feels like I've opened my eyes again. And the colors, they're golden and bright again. There's a song in my heart, I feel like I belong. And it's a better place since you came along. It's a better place since you came along. Have an amazing Sunday. Mwah, I love you.
Well deserved that applause, Karen. Thank you so much. A good song is like a good friend, and so now we have a good friend, Karen, and a good, beautiful song as a friend. Thank you. And now we're going to do our affirmation for today, and so I invite you to join me. It's a call and response, and Diane Carnes, I think, is doing it with me today.
Yes.
So let's repeat this with meaning. I understand that I have an inner edge, the point where my self-perception meets the deeper truth of who I am.
I understand that I have an inner edge, the point where my self-perception meets the deeper truth of who I am.
Today, I choose to approach that edge not as a feeling, but as an invitation to hold curiosity and compassion where judgment once lived.
Today, I choose to approach that edge not as a feeling, but as an invitation to hold curiosity and compassion where judgment once lived.
I understand that my true nature, like spirit, is whole, perfect, and complete.
I understand that my true nature, like spirit, is whole, perfect, and complete.
Today, I choose to live on the inner edge and allow that perfection to seep into the cracks of my self-perception, softening judgment and expanding acceptance.
Today, I choose to live on the inner edge and allow that perfection to seep into the cracks of my self-perception, softening judgment and expanding acceptance.
I commit to meeting my inner edge with courage, curiosity, and compassion.
I commit to meeting my inner edge with courage, curiosity, and compassion.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And now I invite everyone to join me in the benediction. Close your outer eyes, if you will. And I also invite Spirit to take charge of my journey. I let go of all that has gone before and I now begin anew. I am free and forgiven for all the mistakes I've made in the past. I open myself to expressing a brand new magnificence. I invite Spirit to heal my body, harmonize my emotions, and renew my mind, and fill me with a mighty faith. And I know that today's work together empowers me and empowers us to explore our inner edge more and more. And I know that we are inspired and healed in this moment. And I give thanks for this. And I release this word into the law of love. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so very much, Heather, Diane, Babs, and Karen for participating and really making this service be the magnificent experience that it was. Thank you to everyone who is watching. Have a really magnificent week, and please consider joining us tonight for the Super Bowl. If you send off a little note to info@trianglecsl.org and let Heather know that you'll be coming, we can make sure that we have enough things on hand. And it would just be really wonderful to see you. So have a great week. Next week, we are in person at Solely Holistic, and I look forward to that also. I love you all very much. Thank you.